Hello everybody, Dan here. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé right here on the channel. Right guys, so let's get into it. Today we have a story for you about Geoffrey Paschal and an update about Geoffrey and what is going on with Jeff in prison. And this update, of course, is coming from Varya Molina because Geoffrey is in prison and I don't really think he has much access to Instagram over there, although he might. I don't know what the rules and regulations are like these days. Varya has provided a little update about what's going on with Geoffrey. Now, the case with Geoffrey is that he was basically sentenced to 18 years in prison last year in 2022. It's been about a year and a half. It was early in 2022. And he's trying to appeal that, I believe. I don't think it worked out very well. So today's video is going to be about what exactly is Varya saying about Geoffrey. And then we will just refresh everybody's memory about what exactly Geoffrey did because he has quite the list of stuff that he did. So first off, let's go and check out exactly what is going on with Geoffrey. Is Varya still with Geoffrey? The answer to that, I think is a yes, because she's providing this update, but she has so many pictures of him on her Instagram. She seems more in love with him than ever. I don't really get that, but that's the way that it looks, and that's the way it sounds. So Varya Molina reveals major new update about Geoffrey's case, and this comes from Screen Rant. And yeah, she has very important news to share with fans. She's revealing what happens next in her partner Geoffrey Paschal's case. Now, former 90 Day Fiancé cast member Varya shares a major update on Geoffrey's case, revealing plans to file the case to the Supreme Court. She confirms that she's been living in America since December 2020 and has been supporting Geoffrey throughout his trial. Despite facing a denial for retrial and an unsuccessful appeal, Varya remains devoted to Geoffrey, even though he has shown controlling behavior. Probably is the least of Geoffrey's problem, more like violent behavior, and just absolutely unhinged behavior, I would say. Former 90 Day Fiancé cast member Varya provided a huge update on his case. Varya is a 33-year-old Russian woman who came to America before the 90 Day Season 4 to get engaged to Geoffrey. Now, Varya had met the Knoxville, Tennessee man on a dating website, and he flew to see her in person on the reality TV show, which was filmed in November of 2019. Now, the reason why that matters is because, it's kind of interesting that Varya now comes up and that Geoffrey's name comes up, because we have actually spoken Geoffrey's name a few times in the last couple of videos. So it's almost like speak of the devil and he shall show up. And, well, in this case, it's Varya, not Geoffrey. But it's still interesting that all of a sudden we have an update about Geoffrey. So he's currently in prison, and Varya had news to share with her social media followers. She did an Instagram live 23 hours ago or something like that. And somebody, of course, this question always comes up to Varya. Somebody asked, how is Geoffrey? And she said that she was going to have a call with Geoffrey's family and his lawyers team soon to discuss the strategy of filing to the Supreme Court. Varya began living in America sometime in December 2020 and confirmed her situation months after we're speculating, and she did that in April of 2021. Meanwhile, Geoffrey was found guilty of aggravated kidnapping, domestic violence, and interference with an emergency call in October of 2021 for a domestic dispute involving his ex-fiancée, Kristen Wilson, in June of 2019. Now, like I said, the reason why the filming and everything timeline matters is because, well, TLC knew of all these things before Geoffrey came on the show, and they still took him. They had no issues whatsoever with all of this. And of course, this is not even Geoffrey's entire rap sheet, because he was arrested and did time in his younger days as well. So this was just the latest in a huge list of criminal acts and behavior by Geoffrey. But TLC said, you know what? All of that is okay until the tell-all, which they did not bring Geoffrey and Varya on the tell-all of that season. And Geoffrey then hinted that he was going to do his own tell-all, kind of did, but didn't reveal too much. And that's where the situation kind of went messy after that. So their relationship explained. In her video, Varya also asked fans to keep their finger crossed and said they've shown various documents to several smart people and will discuss Geoffrey's prospects soon. Now, Geoffrey was sentenced to 18 years in prison for his crimes in February of 2022. Varia stayed by Geoffrey's side throughout his trial and has kept updating fans on social media about what's next for her partner. Geoffrey filed a motion for retrial, which was also denied, and he was given 30 days to appeal. Geoffrey's appeal was denied in September of 2023. So just very recently, Varya broke down on her Instagram stories while telling her followers about the news that left her feeling devastated. Geoffrey was raising 2 adult boys and a 4-year-old son from 2 previous relationships when he met Varia. He was grieving the loss of his newborn son, Kazim, which he had a video about that on his YouTube. I watched that. I remember watching that a couple of years ago. He posted a tribute to his, deceased newborn son, Kazim. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It was hard for him to trust women because he had 4 failed marriages. However, Varia gave him hope. She's everything and more. He told cameras back then Varia wished to move to the U.S. and live in a big city like NYC, which I feel is the dream for most of the people that come on the show. And they move to America, and then they're told that they're going to small town USA, and then they're like, well, hold on, this is not New York City. Like we're seeing now with Jasmine moving to Michigan, and I'm not sure that Jasmine is really enjoying small town Michigan all that much, but of course Jasmine and Gino have a whole bunch of other problems, but we've seen the storyline of complaining about moving to a small city with other couples as well. Everyone expects New York City, and New York City is very expensive. It's not that affordable for for a lot of people. But anyways, Geoffrey had questioned Varia's intentions and wondered if she was using him as a meal ticket. Varia eventually came to the U.S. by winning a green card lottery. So she never got to fulfill her dream of settling down in NYC because she had to stay in Geoffrey's Knoxville home, managing his properties. Varia makes time for herself by taking frequent trips in and around the country. She will be going to Boston next. Geoffrey's not a big fan of Varia's adventures. He fought with her in May of 2022 when she went on a cruise 5 days after his appeal. It appears Geoffrey is being controlling of Varia even when he's in prison. So let's take a look.
Well, soon
okay, here we go.
We will have a call, not Geoffrey and I, but Geoffrey's family and I will have a call with the lawyers team to discuss the strategy of filing to the Supreme Court. Yeah, so keep your fingers crossed. We showed the documents to several smart people, and yeah, we will discuss that soon. Anyway, let's talk about something what brings a smile to everybody's face.
Okay.
I think
so there,
you would agree with me that
let's
the most exciting thing in life,
let's see what else she says.
Is traveling.
Traveling, okay. So so basically she gives that update. So we just went over it about their plans to file for the Supreme Court. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work out, considering Geoffrey's crime. So let's maybe let's read some of these comments here, but there's nothing, I kind of went over them. There's nothing super interesting here because Varia is not giving a lot of information. The only thing that you can see on her Instagram, and she just has a lot of videos with Geoffrey. Obviously, this was before he went to prison. This was, I think, from their trip, and some of these pictures from his trip when he went to Russia. So these were all their adventures, and they were traveling Chicago, all over the place, I guess. And she was trying at that point, I don't know, she left her Cash App information there. So just creating these things. So as you can tell, she seems very much in love with Geoffrey, and here was a message she posted. This was in October of 2022, and she's doing a bit of like a reel of her and Geoffrey and him going to prison, how she was devastated, but how she got through it by traveling and just going outside and doing things, and she can't believe that it's been a year. And, so this is how she's coping with the situation with Geoffrey. This is Cappadocia here. And it seems like she's trying to be a bit of a travel influencer. At least this is what I'm getting here. So, the famous balloons in Cappadocia. And, so a lot of stuff with Geoffrey on her Instagram. Now, if we look to see what exactly happened with Geoffrey. So, Geoffrey Paschal was sentenced to 18 years in prison on February 3rd of 2022 after he was found guilty of aggravated kidnapping, domestic assault, and interference with emergency calls. Now, on June 9, 2019, his ex-fiancée, Kristen Wilson, told authorities that Paschal assaulted her at his Rocky Hill, Tennessee home. Now, according to a statement from the Knox County District Attorney's Office, the victim told officer that she had been assaulted in her home by Paschal. Paschal grabbed the victim by the neck and slammed her head against the wall several times. She was also thrown to the ground and dragged. The DA's office went on to claim that Paschal took the victim's cell phone and refused to let her leave the residence. Wilson wasn't able to escape until Paschal fell asleep and she fled to a neighbor's house. Now, according to the responding officers, Wilson had a large raised bruise on her forehead, as well as bruises and abrasions on her back, arms, and the inside of her lip following the incidents. The officers also noted that she was diagnosed with a concussion. During his trial in October of 2021, Paschal testified that Wilson's bruises were self-inflicted. So he was saying that I didn't do it. She did it to herself to try to frame me. However, the jury did not believe his claims, and the former TLC personality was convicted on all charges and jailed after a 2-day trial. Now, Paschal was later sentenced to 18 years behind bars on February 3rd of 2022. He filed for an official appeal on July 6th of 2022. Fans were introduced to Paschal. So you can see here, Varia stood by his side during the trial. I believe she was there. I believe Mary was also there. And I believe that Mary had a bit of a breakdown. Of course, Mary Wallace is Geoffrey's ex that was infatuated with him. So if you guys watched the season when Geoffrey was on, you remember that Varia, I don't know if we spoke about this already, but Varia came to the U.S., right, after denying Geoffrey's, marriage proposal in Russia, and she came to the U.S. on her own, and then she surprised Geoffrey at his house, like out of the blue. But if I remember correctly, I think Mary actually answered the door. And the running gag, of course, is that Mary is there till the end of days for Geoffrey, waiting and just waiting until one day he will be all hers. She's just going to wait until his relationship with Varia fails and all of his other relationships, and then she will be there for him. And Mary, this is just what people say online. And Mary, I believe, was at the trial as well, and I think had some unsavory words to say towards the victim, Kristen, in that case. She was screaming or something like that. I remember seeing that back then. So the people that are on Geoffrey's side, they seem to believe him, and they just believe he's completely innocent. Geoffrey himself, I think, has said multiple times that all these charges are complete bogus. They're complete fabrication. It doesn't matter what the jury said. It doesn't matter that he was convicted. It doesn't matter that he's in prison now for 18 years. None of that matters. He believes he's 100% innocent. He believes he is a victim, and that one day he's going to make everybody, regret their words and everything that we've said about him. Geoffrey was really, when he was on the show, and when we did videos about him, and when other people did videos about him, he was one of the most volatile people from the show. I think he would constantly send, cease and desist letters and threatening letters to other people, other YouTubers and other sites that were covering him. He absolutely hated the attention that all of his criminal activities, criminal past got. He wanted that deleted. In his mind, he was innocent. But of course, that didn't stop us from covering it. And, as you see with the result of the trial, he was found guilty on all counts. And, so that just goes to show you that his claims were just not believable, that he was innocent. However, it still seemed that for some reason he has Varia brainwashed and fully in his corner. And I actually like Varia. I can't understand why she's still standing by Geoffrey. You guys let me know why you think Varia is still standing by Geoffrey's side, because I really can't fully comprehend it. She seems like a smart woman. She seems like she has a good head on her shoulders. Like, what is it about Geoffrey that has put a spell on Varia to be so blinded by everything and just fully believe him? I don't really get it. You guys let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Do you guys think that Geoffrey has a chance of going to the Supreme Court and somehow, I'm guessing, because I'm not sure if this was mentioned, overturning his case? I don't even know that that will be possible, but you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. Hit that subscribe button for more content right here on the channel, and I will see you guys very soon. Take care.